Good morning to all our viewers. This is Cholo de la Cruz, and welcome to Metamorphosis, the future of content management unfolds. We would like to acknowledge all those joining us today in MS Teams. Maraming salamat for joining us. And this morning, get to learn more about a software as a service-based enterprise content management solution designed to manage end-to-end lifecycle of enterprise content from origination, disposition, with the capability to deliver content across channels and address basic workflow requirements, fortified by EPLDT's cybersecurity solutions, ensuring all documents stored are digitally safe, powered by NewGen software. Now, NewGen is a product-based software company with a wide geographical presence across 72 countries. NewGen offers a unified digital transformation platform that includes native process automation, content services, and communication management capabilities. Now, NewGen has a robust partner ecosystem with global system integrators, consulting and advisory partners, value-added resellers, and technology partners. So get ready for today's program as we encourage businesses to reach greater heights in today's business landscape. Please welcome Chief Operating Officer of ePDS and Group Head for Treasury of EPLDT. She has managed ePDS for almost 4 years and has successfully transformed the company to greater heights in product, sales, and operations. Let us all welcome Ms. Bettina Gordon.
A very pleasant morning to everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. I am thrilled to announce that you will be the first to witness the metamorphosis of our document management solution into something even bigger. The document management market continues to grow from simple archival and retrieval to a more sophisticated content management solution. During the pandemic, businesses realized the need for a content and document management solution. The need created clear growth opportunities that brought us to this day. The metamorphosis future of content management unfolds, powered by NewGen. ePDS, an EPLDT company, was incorporated in June 2003, providing world-class customer communication management and document management solutions. We started as a printing company serving the PLDT group to catering different requirements of more than 150 companies from various industries such as banking, finance, utilities, government, and even IT companies. In 2008, with the increasing demand for digitization of physical documents, we launched our document management services, an end-to-end service where we transform physical documents into digital documents for efficient archival and retrieval and to reduce physical storage space. To date, we have completed hundreds of projects from both local and multinational companies, ranging from simple document digitization to complex digitalization process requirements. With this service, we understand what our clients need in order for them to start their digital journey. Thus, in 2010, we developed and launched our own document management software. Over the years, we have continuously improved our document management software as we strive to deliver solutions that solve real-life business problems and add value to our customers. Today, a new solution will unfold that will change how you manage and process your content. This solution is a product of ePDS' 14 years of expertise and domain knowledge, together with our technology partner, NewGen. As we go through our program, you will learn more about the technology and why everyone should go digital. Thank you, and let us witness together how the future of content management unfolds.
Thank you so much, Miss Gordon. Now, it seems like we are about to witness something that will revolutionize content management. Up next, to give us an introduction to NewGen, please welcome on screen NewGen's Geography Head and VP, Mr. Pramod Kumar.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I'll just share my content. Just give me one second. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes.
It is, sir.
Thank you. Thanks. A very good morning to all of you, and thanks for joining. Good to see such huge numbers participating in this all-important event of Metamorphosis. Uh, so what I would quickly run through is how the content journey has changed initially and what it is currently, and what as a technology provider, Newgen helps and organizations to achieve their business goals. So I'll quickly run you through the journey. So if you look at content and the different evolving business requirements around content in an organization, so there has been a traditional way of doing the content management, and what are the current or modern requirements that are around the content services. So typically in an organization, if you look at around content. So when I say content, typically what I mean is unstructured content. So these could be in form of papers. This could be in form of. So these are not structured. These are not databases. So these are uh, anything over and above your databases that are there. So it could be your electronic file or it could be your physical papers. So the focus of organizations initially was how to manage this content and make it available whenever it is required. So they developed practices around various record keeping mechanisms. So when a content comes, so what is the source of that content? How do you tag that content? Create files around it so that whenever it is required, it can be produced to that particular party. So the idea was to manage that particular content. But if you look at in current scenario, content is no more just an information. It is more the content along with the context becomes knowledge. And you would like this knowledge to be utilized by all the various stakeholders. So now the focus has shifted from managing that particular content to pervasive utilization of that content, because that content is the knowledge. Content along with the context is the knowledge, and that knowledge is not only true for your within your organization, it is also true for all the various parties through which you are interacting. These could be your partners, these could be your end customers. So now the content is no more limited to your particular organization. You would like that content or that knowledge to be shared across with your partners, with your customers also. So that's the major shift that has happened. Secondly, initially what happened was you would require a lot of human intervention to manage that content. So depending upon the content, you would first need a human would need to identify what that content is, for whom it is meant for, how I should archive it, what should be the policy for archival, to whom that content would be required, how do I index it so that I am able to search it whenever I require, which would be the various parties that would require this particular content, where should I keep this content. So all those decisions were done by humans and depending upon the content. But the current business need is that the amount of content is so large or so huge that it's not humanly possible that you would be able to do with human intervention and manage all those contents, because so much content is getting generated inside the organization. There are multiple terabytes of content that are getting generated through various means inside the organization. So you typically required automated means of categorizing those documents, putting identifying where this content should be put, what should be the various rights for this. So all these actions need to be done through either an AI ML powered cognitive services, so where you don't involve any human intervention, and this should be done at the background without knowledge of anyone, and it should be archived properly so that whenever you require that and whosoever it require, it is available to those people. Initially, the entire focus was on paper-based documents, because paper-based documents were 70-80% of the content inside an organization was majorly paper-based documents. But today, if you look at paper-based documents are one of the content. Currently, the content is in form of all different types of. There are so many social media. So whether it could be a tweet, it could be a WhatsApp message, it could be a Viber message, it could be a video file, it could be recording of, say for example, someone is recording this interaction that is, and it would be required somewhere down the line. So all these audio, video, your KYC documents, physical papers, any type of social content, all of them form content for an organization which has to be managed by the organization. The challenges that came with paper-based documents was, since it was physical in nature, you would always have linear workflow. So the typical working style was that paper would move from one desk to the other desk and then from that desk to the other desk for any decision making to happen. So typically you would have linear internal workflows for any of your business processes that you wanted to have on that particular content. But the current requirement is that you want to collaborate. You and your enterprise is no more your particular enterprise. It's always an extended enterprise, because there will be multiple different type of partners through whom you would be collaborating to service your end customer. So you would require a collaborative environment. You would require certain documents. Say, for example, if it's a contract, you would like to collaborate with different vendors on that particular. If it is any document that you require collaboration between different internal functions of your organization. So you would not like to have it linearly. You would like to collaborate at that point of time and quickly finish your work and move forward. Then the focus was, organizations initially thought that we should have one single source of truth. So which means that you should have one cohesive repository wherein the organization have control. You can put policies, you can define everything, because since you would have one single source of truth, you can standardize it, you can define a lot of standards around the content that would be getting inside that particular repository. But practically it was not feasible with so many technologies getting developed and with the organization taking through its lifetime. There would be multiple different type of repositories in multiple ways. So someone would be having his content in his email, someone would be having it in some shared folders, someone would be organizing it in file system, someone would be using a Google Doc, someone would be using something. So there are so many different type of repositories, or so many different ways in which different departments inside an organization would be managing their content. So the modern content services should have those kind of technologies that should not be restricted to one single cohesive repository. It should be able to have a large scale federated repository. So this large scale would include content from various email repositories, content from various file systems, content from various different type of document management system. And it should be able to aggregate, and when you are doing search, it is doing search across those repositories, and it is not limited to one single repository. Then these repositories typically followed a monolithic architecture. So when I say monolithic architecture, what it means is, typically when you were designing these type of systems, you were designing keeping in mind that you were aware what is the usage of that particular, or how many people are going to utilize those services. So you designed your system for the peak that would be there, and then you kept your resources for that peak utilization. But the challenges now are, suppose you want to launch a digital service, and you want to ask your customers to send certain documents, or there are certain documents that you want your customers to view. Say, for example, uh, an invoice document. You want your customers to view that invoice document, or you make them available. You are not sure whether at any given point of time 100 customers are going to look at that invoice, or it could be 1,000, or it could be 100,000. So you cannot design your system in a monolithic architecture for such kind of a use cases. So for that, you require a services based architecture which is modular in nature and which can auto scale at the time. So say, for example, 1,000 people are searching, or 10,000 people are searching. So automatically the search function would auto scale itself, so that it is able to service the need of different type of users, or the load that has got extended because of that. So to meet such kind of requirements, you would require a services based architecture which could auto scale depending upon the load, and you are not blocking that resource completely during the entire duration, and you are not paying for that, those kind of a services you are not blocking. Say, for example, simple a repository system, or the storage that you require. So initially you have to plan your SAN storage, how much GB or how much TB of storage I would require. But in the modern content services, you do not worry about how much you require. It would, whenever you require, whatever you require, automatically that would got provision. And the cost for provisioning those things is much more cheaper as compared to if you were doing it on a SAN storage or if you were managing it into your own system. Then majority of the deployments happened on premise because there were challenges around security. You did not want your content to move outside your organization or move. But the problem with having it on premise was you were never able to have the latest things in place. You were never able to scale things beyond a limit. So nowadays you have a cloud and hybrid deployment model. So typically what happens is uh, the secure files that you don't want to leave your organizations, you can have it inside your organization itself. You can define policies around it, and content which you want to be moved onto cloud with all security measures, you can have it in cloud. So you can have a hybrid approach, you can have a complete cloud native approach. So whatever, so typically we have seen in this pandemic, Microsoft Teams had become a big savior for many of the organizations, and a lot of meetings happened over this. So there was huge content that was getting generated inside an organization. How do you manage those? Where do you keep those video files? Because those were required for regulatory purposes. So there, probably if you have a modern content management system, you can keep those files onto cloud and have rules defined accordingly. So these are, from a traditional content management, how the business requirements have changed and how a modern content service is able to cater to these evolving requirements. So there was a survey done by Forrester, and Forrester uh, was looking at this ECM modernization, and they did survey across different organizations, leading organizations, and they were trying to look at whether this ECM modernization, is it just an IT decision or business requires it too, or is it a business need? And what they found, it is not no more an IT decision. Initially, it used to be an IT decision, but no more it's an IT decision. It's a business decision, and pandemic has shown that organizations which had the latest content management services platform, they were able to quickly move on with their services, move on with their working without any problems. There were so many organizations that were using our product. They did not face any challenge during the pandemic because they were able to ensure that all the content was available to respective stakeholders for their decision making. And there was no hindrance in the way they operated. So they operated from their homes, they operated from different places, and they were able to do so. So while organizations struggle to digitalize their business processes, if you had the modern content management services, not only you would have been able to digitalize your process, you would have been able to provide different channels through which these content could be made available not only to your internal employees but also to your external customers. And once this content were digitalized and having modern technologies for content services, your employee productivity also would go up by various notches, because it's no more that an employee is searching for a particular document or searching for a particular content to make a decision. It is available to him, not only available to him, he can easily search it, not only search it, the system also kinds of guide him. So whenever he's taking a decision making, it would show him that these are the various documents probably you can refer, or these are the various cases previously that has happened in future, you would like to look at them before making a decision. So he makes a very informed decision making. He has the right kind of all the content available to him readily for his decision making to be done. And the third and most important thing was that for you have all the content readily available for any kind of regulatory or legal compliance. So there are no penalties or there are no heavy fines that you would have to face because of regulatory compliance. So all what is required for your regulatory compliance, you are 100% compliant with those things. So say for example in Philippines, you had this initiative that was there called Digicur, wherein organizations were mandated to have a digital record of all their tax invoices and related documents. So those could be automatically done if you have a enterprise content management system inside your organization, and you would be 100% compliant, and you can retrieve any of these documents from any place that you require, provided you have the right kind of security measures in that. So that was one of the surveys that was done by Forrester, and the other survey was done what is that organizations are looking at, whether they are looking at deploying these kind of platform onto on-premise, or they are looking to cloud, and it clearly came out cloud as the top priority among enterprises, and organizations were at various maturity curve while they were moving ahead with this enterprise content management journey. And most of them are now moving to a cloud or a SaaS based environment for these kind of services. Okay. So moving on, so what Forrester does is for various content management organizations or vendors or technology providers that are there in this space, they do a technology evaluation around these leading content management providers worldwide. So there are worldwide, if you look at, there would be roughly around 15 to 20 technology providers around enterprise content management, and they rate them on various parameters. So they, for technology, they have identified some 13 various parameters that you look on the left hand side. So, and they rate various organizations on these parameters. And if you look at Newgen stands amongst the top two in majority of these parameters, and in majority of the parameters we are the number one technology provider, and that's why ePDS chose Newgen as a technology backbone while they are offering this service to in the Philippines market for their large customer base. So whether we talk about intelligent content services, which means that automatically indexing of the data, automatically identifying what kind of content this is, so document classification. So without any human intervention, you are able to classify what kind of a document, whether it is a invoice, or whether it is a bill, or whether it is a receipt, or whether it is an internal document, whether it is a presentation, whether it is a proposal. So it would automatically categorize that kind of document, automatically index it so that it is able to search it whenever you want to have a search. The search is more Google like, and you are able to search inside the content. So though it is a physical file which has been scanned and archived, still you are able to search inside that document. So that was a brief that I wanted to talk about the enterprise content management, and I think going forward, there would be a presentation that would cover enterprise content management in a much more deeper manner. A brief introduction about my organization, Newgen Software Technologies Limited. So we are a listed organization and have been in business for last 30 years. So 3 decades we have been in business, and we have born as an imaging company. So content is in our blood. So right from our very inception, I think the vision of our founder was that physical paper puts restriction for any kind of decision making inside an organization. So he had that vision of one world, one workplace, which means that you can work from anywhere, from any country, any location. You would have access to the content wherever you want at your fingertips. So with that kind of a vision, we started this organization, and now after completing 3 decades in this industry, we are leaders in this particular space. We have more than 50 patents that we have applied for around content and imaging. 23 of them are approved in US and in India. Um, Around 3,000 plus Nugenites, and majority of our spending is on R&D. So 40% of our team strength of these 3,000 people, 40% is in R&D around the content management and different content management and business process management. So there are only three pillars on which we work, that is content management, business process management, and customer communication management. And we are completely focused on only on these three pillars. Uh, Presence wise, we are geographically present across the globe. So we are there in roughly 72 countries, wherein different organizations are using our solution, and these are our offices. If you can look at, we have offices in all these parts of the world. We have been rated by all leading analysts, so be it Gartner, be it Forrester. So Forrester has rated as a strong performer, and all its report around content management. Similarly, Gartner has rated as visionary into the content management platform. And if you look at the below, these are the ratings, or these are the comments that we have got from these organizations. So highly scalable content platform. And I'm very glad to inform you all that the biggest content management platform that is used by an organization, that's an insurance organization in India that uses us. That's the largest platform used by any organization inside. So there are billions and billions of documents that are residing, and it is being used by uh, it is roughly used by more than 200,000 people simultaneously. So concurrently, 200 more than 200,000 people are using that system. So that's the scale on which we have operations. These are our APAC customers. So if you look at the who's of APAC are there, whether it is Citibank or the Standard Chartered or NHSBC, SMBC. In Philippines, we are very proud that out of the top 15 banks, top 10 banks are using our solution in different formats. A lot of conglomerates, organizations like Coca-Cola, Abatis Group, these are using our content management repository. Uh, so these are some of the names that you can see, and most of them are Fortune 5,000 organizations. One case study that quickly I would like to cover. This is for a large leading bank in Philippines, and they were facing the same kind of challenges. So if you look at challenges, typically for a bank, if you look at most of their offices were in posh areas, or where the rentals were very high, and if in those rentals a lot of physical papers were utilizing that space, that was a wastage of a huge rental space. So that was one of their problems that they were facing. They did not had a central repository for archiving majority of their content, and since that repository was lacking, so access of that content from different places was not feasible. So they would request for these physical documents, and those physical documents were then moved from warehouse to the intended recipient. There was no way of tracking where the physical documents are. The turnaround times were pretty high because there was physical movement of documents from one place to other place. Now they adopted our solution some 3-4 years back, and now 300 plus branches are covered till date, and more than uh, 2,600 active users are utilizing that system. And now they have access to content from wherever, from any of their branches, and all this segregation is done automatically, indexing is done automatically, and the benefits that it reduces a huge turnaround time reduction. The physical space that was required in their branch offices have reduced drastically. Now all this content is centrally maintained in some warehouses, which is far off, because content is readily available whenever you want it. It has increased their workforce productivity drastically. Currently, they have digitized some 8 million documents. So that's all from my side. Thank you. Thanks for being a patient listener.
Thank you so much. And to our audiences, we are now moving on to the second part of the program. And now to talk about the product landscape, here is the product management and marketing head and digital operations, DMS head of ePDS, 8 years of industry experience in product sales, marketing, and operations. Let's welcome on screen Mr. Clint Chow.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for being here today. This is a monumental event, not just to us, but to you, our customers, as we unveil the future of content management that will help you in your digital transformation efforts. I'm going to be sharing the landscape and the increasing demand of enterprise content management. In today's marketplace, content and content management are two major differentiators for enterprises. In order to stay ahead of competition, organizations must have a robust and technology-powered solution for managing content-centric processes. Businesses must create a connected and digital workplace to empower its employees with information and easy access to content, thereby driving more informed interactions with internal and external customers. An enterprise content management is the core of collaboration and the source of all content of an organization. But on top of that, what is an enterprise content management? So it manages the content lifecycle of an organization, from creation to destruction, which means the moment a document is created and the moment it is deleted in the system once it has served its purpose. It covers structured and unstructured content, wherein structured are documents that have predefined data, while unstructured have various data stored in different formats. It improves efficiency, visibility, and productivity by at least 33%, promoting document collaboration and control. It eliminates or transforms paper-based processes with a workflow solution. So all manual-driven process will be replaced digitally. It is the heart of collaboration that will allow you to access information when needed. It will also allow you to integrate and talk with other systems. Lastly, it encourages or supports digital transformation. In fact, it is the first step to it. Now, let me share this to you. The global enterprise content management market is expected to grow at 14.5% annually. In 2020, it is valued at 525 billion pesos. Yes, this one is in peso. I've converted this one from USD to peso. And last year, it was around 600 billion and is expected to be more than 1 trillion by 2025. That is just 3 years from now. It clearly shows that the global demand for ECM is growing and expected to grow further due to the realizations and circumstances created by the pandemic. Now, looking at it on a local level, it's expected to grow at 10.2%. In 2020, it is a 4.3 billion industry and increased to 4.9 last year. This year, it is expected to be at 5.4 billion and by 2025, 7.1 billion. The domestic market may have a slightly lower growth rate compared globally. Well, this is because according to studies by Asian Institute of Management, we are lacking in research, development, and investments. And that is what ePDS, ePLDT, and Nugent Software addressed. We got a trusted technology partner with more than 30 years of domain experience and invested with the right infrastructure and security solution. But overall, the growth of the industry is still enormous, which means the need is being realized by every organization. Based on our research, here are the top contributors to its growth. COVID-19 pandemic forced companies to adapt work from home setup, which means accessing documents remotely instantly became a need. The outbreak caused panic in search of content or document management solution because documents are inaccessible and disorganized. E-commerce and cloud adoption in healthcare, retail, IT, telecom, banking, and insurance is seen to be growing at a rapid rate. It is because of the restrictions during the pandemic. Now, I'm going to share to you my top 3 reasons or points why you should get a cloud-based enterprise content management solution. So the first one is that documents are digital. So why do I say this? Because documents are digitally created nowadays. PDF files, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, audio, and video files are all created digitally. Even when you apply for a government ID, you sign on a tablet, which means your signature is already produced digitally. Now, this brings me to my next point, that documents are being routed digitally. It is more efficient to route or share documents electronically. So the photos from your phone, documents created from your laptops or workstations, all are shared and sent digitally. So when was the last time you printed something and sent it to someone else to read? So what you do today is that you take a photo of something and then you send it to someone else. Next is that documents are signed digitally. E-signature transactions grew from 89 million to 754 million a year in just 5 years. It means it's growing at 150% annually. So 3 years ago, pre-pandemic, you can ask yourself, when did you sign an online document? It's very seldom, right? But today, you can ask yourself, when did you last sign a physical document? So digital signature is growing at a very fast pace. To support this, these are the departments that uses digital documentation tools the most. Businesses are investing in cloud file and document management software, with sales department registering the highest usage of digital tools. thanks to the pandemic driven by remote work. As a result of this, more bytes of data will be stored in the cloud and documents processed online. So my second point is remote work is a norm. Why do I say this? Because pre-pandemic levels, 50% are already working from home, and that's already a big number. While during the height of the pandemic, 85% of the companies adopted work from home setup. Well, they are forced to because if they can't, they won't be able to operate and they will lose revenue. But today, 80% are already considering a hybrid work setup moving forward. This means that companies are realizing the benefit of hybrid work setup. But to be honest, let's look at the reality. This kind of setup raised some concerns. This is not just all benefits or advantages. During the height of the pandemic, studies showed that 49% have problems on locating documents. 43% struggle with sharing and collaboration, while 33% have problems on document version. Why? It is very simple. Because the documents and content of these organizations are stored in different places, both physical and digital. So they have no single source of application to access all of this content. Having a good enterprise content management solution will address these challenges and improve productivity right away. Last point is that processes are already going digital. 72% of organizations already have a mixture of manual and digital processes. But among these 72%, 22% of it have more digital process than manual. 18% of organizations are still purely paper-based or manual-driven process. So I hope that you guys are not part of the 18%. I hope you belong to the next 10% of the corporations who are using purely digital processes. And that's a job well done already. So it shows that 8 in 10 companies have digital process and only 2 out of 10 companies have purely paper-based or manual process. To support this, here are some insights that we are able to get that in the next 3 years, 15% of organizations are prioritizing digital transformation. It means they are allocating resources and efforts to digitalize their organization. Companies are expected to increase customer interactions via a digital platform by 40%. So a couple of years ago, when you go to a fast food chain, you order over the counter, you pay in cash, and then you wait for your order to be delivered to your table. But today, when you go to a fast food chain, you will order in a kiosk, you pay digitally or online, and then you just get your order on your table. Also, when you call the customer service hotline, a bot will try to address your concern. If not, you will be directed to a self-service digital platform. Lastly, is that 70% of companies are looking into technologies already to simplify processes and reduce costs. It is very straightforward. You automate, you reduce costs, and improve efficiency. So these are my 3 points or trends why you should go digital. So let me sum it up for you again. First is that documents are digital. Second, work from home is a norm. Third, processes are going digital. So all of these studies, industry landscape, trends, it only points to one thing, and I want you to absorb this. So going digital is not an advantage or a strategy, it is a necessity. So with this, it is an honor to unveil our newest cloud-based enterprise content management solution to help you on your digital transformation journey. Introducing the new Doctrine, a SaaS-based ECM designed to manage the end-to-end lifecycle of enterprise content from origination to disposition with the capability to deliver content across different channels and automate processes with its built-in workflow solution. Of course, fortified by ePDS cybersecurity solutions, ensuring all information, content, and processes are safe online. This solution is locally hosted in our data centers and is guaranteed to have an uptime of 99.9%. Since it's locally hosted, Philippine laws applies to it, and you won't have any problems locating where your data is stored. On the right side of the screen are the features and capabilities of the solution included in our offering. Later on, our partner from Fusion Software will share more about it. So, Doctrine will help you on the following areas. First, it will help you reduce operational costs by up to 50%. With our comprehensive content management, this will enable you to create, manage, share, archive, and utilize documents remotely and deliver it across channels. It will also help you improve processing time by up to 90%. Our built-in workflow solution means transforming paper-based processes into a digital solution for a fast and efficient processing. It will also help improve productivity by at least 30% by enabling document collaboration, retrieval, and accessibility. It will also help you on your governance and compliance. So with its access levels, records management, reports, and audit logs, all needed documentation for compliance will be easily generated. Lastly, engaging with PLDT Group provides an end-to-end digital transformation solution, where we can also handle digitization of physical documents to kick off your digital transformation journey.
Our next presenter is the Deputy General Manager with extensive experience in solution consulting and product management. With more than 8 years at NewGen, he specializes in the area of enterprise content management, low-code platforms, and intelligent business process management. He is responsible for identifying the customer's needs and conceptualizing new solution areas based on the latest market trends. Let us welcome on screen Mr. Diwakar Pasricha.
Good morning, everyone. I hope my presentation is visible, and thank you for joining in this morning.
Yeah, Devakar, it's visible.
Uh, till now we have seen Kumar talking about where the future of ECM lies, then CRO talking about what is there in the content management offering Doctrine for you. I'll be going into details of each and every feature that is there. So moving on to the first and foremost slide, which talks about the platform capabilities. So according to IDC, 80% of data in enterprises would be unstructured by the year 2025. This comprises of variety of categories. It can be emails, text document, research and legal reports. Nowadays, people are talking about voice recording, videos, images, processing all this content efficiently and uh, effectively is becoming more critical than ever. A secured access to the right content in real time makes for an even more compelling case for centering the transformation strategy around the content. When a customer contacts you for a service request or support, it makes an immediate difference to the whole conversation if the customer service executive have real time access to the relevant information. You need the right information at the right time to serve your customers and have a customer delight. Doctrine, powered by Newgen, allows enterprises to create, collaborate, share, transform, and leverage the content in the business processes and to gain insight. It comes with host of features like multi-channel capture, extensive repository to create the folder-based structures based on the business taxonomy, advanced search capabilities. Let's go through these details one by one. The platform that we are talking about is built on an industry leading core content services technology, which helps you manage end-to-end lifecycle of the enterprise content and deliver an omni-channel experience. So right from the capture, processing the content through a workflow, storing and managing the content, applying different disposition policies, or extending the content to your business applications can be easily done on a single platform. As the number of content format exploded, the way organization ingests content has also multiplied thanks to the plethora of devices and channels that the customer and partners use to engage. Omni-channel experience is a basic expectation today by customers or even by employees to provide you a complete total experience. Use contextual content to drive automation across your business processes with a personalized user interface and a processing layer to move documents around. You can leverage the AI powered capabilities for accurate content extraction, structured document classification, or even sentiment analysis. At the same time, you are adhering to your security and regulatory requirements and mitigating any risk associated with storage of the content or reproduction of the content at the right time. You can create a complete integrated ecosystem with your business applications through the integration layer that we have. So we'll be going into these details in the upcoming slide. So Digital content is core to employee activities across and beyond the physical boundaries of workforce for continued business performance. If we take a simple example of a physical file digitization, the platform enables user not only to scan and digitize, but also to extract information out of it and classify the scanned file. The platform can sync with core business applications like MS Office, SAP, Salesforce for ingestion of content using ready-made connectors. It comes with ready-made integration APIs for bulk upload, uh, for ingestion through social media channels or other channels that might be there in an organization, so that all your content is sitting in a same solution and your employees can access to the content easily. Talking about the digitization and classification of the document, business critical information may exist in different forms such as paper, office documents across multiple locations. Organizations need to be able to scan and capture enterprise content and convert it into a digital information and leverage this through the core business application. The platform comes with advanced distributed document scanning solution for scalable high volume production environment, which can go beyond simple content capture. It can capture the document that you are scanning. It can transform it into business information as well by extracting the information by classifying the document. So it comes with capabilities like auto identification of documents and uh, auto separation and classification of document within a batch based on blank pages, based on AI models, which can automatically identify the layout of the document. It can extract barcodes. It can automatically populate index field or the metadata that is associated with that particular document using OCR based extraction or using barcode based extraction, so that the user doesn't have to key in that particular data and automatically that data is tagged along with the document once it is digitized. The platform also supports image assisted data entry. So on the left side of the screenshot, you see some of the metadata parameters that can be automatically populated. In case there are certain fields which cannot be extracted, the user can do an image assisted data entry where the moment the data entry operator comes to a particular field, the system automatically intelligently highlights it on the right side from where that information has to be keyed in, be it at the first page, be it at the second page. All those capabilities are there within the platform. One more interesting feature that I like to talk about over here is it can automatically detect photographs and signatures. So, for example, you are onboarding a customer where he's filling up his application form, pasting a photograph, doing a wet signature on the application. In case you are digitizing that, you'll always like to store the photograph and the signature into your core application as a separate document types rather than storing the entire application form so that tomorrow when you want to verify those signatures, you can only pull up those signatures. So the system can automatically detect or crop photographs and signatures from different documents and store it as a different document. It also comes with image enhancement and compression schemes to ensure quick data transmission, better utilization of your storage space, while maintaining the required standards of image quality. So it can almost compress the document image that you are scanning to 1/10 of the size that you scan with a normal scanner. Moving on to the next slide, which talks about organization and managing of your business content. So the platform allows you to manage your business content into a structured repository with flexible taxonomy to create multiple folders, subfolders based on your business requirement. It is completely flexible how you want to organize your documents into the repository. Uh, Whether you want to keep it all in one folder, you want to organize it based on the customer ID or your invoice number, or you want to create a taxonomy based on the year. So for your all your invoices for financial year one, or you want to segregate them on any business logic, you are able to do that easily using the tool. And the platform supports all kinds of different formats that can be uploaded into the system, be it your documents, be it your images, your unstructured or files like videos, audios. The platform is capable to store all those digital assets as well into the platform, classify them, and retrieve them when required. It allows users to manage content with capabilities including like annotation, versioning, check-in, check-out features so that you know whatever the changes that were made to the document or the content. Users can also set reminders and be alerted in case someone is updating or moving a document. So it comes with alerts and reminders feature that is inbuilt. Moving on to the next slide, which talks about how do you manage it day-to-day working on the documents, how can you annotate them in a secure work environment. The platform comes with a feature-rich inbuilt viewer, which allows you to manage your day-to-day working on documents just like you scribble on a physical document. So while you were processing your physical files, you like to highlight something, you like to add a sticky note onto it. Similarly, the inbuilt document viewer allows you to highlight that, underline a document, underline the text, highlight something by drawing a circle, stamp it, or add a sticky note and add text onto the sticky note onto the document. These annotations don't get burned down onto the document. They are always applied on a layer top of the document so that when you want to retrieve the original document, you can always retrieve the original document without the annotation. At the same time, gives you the flexibility to inform the next person in the your business process that okay, please focus on this particular area which I have highlighted, or you want to add a sticky note for him so that he can refer to the notes that you have captured easily without distorting the document that is there. The platform can also be integrated with digital signature providers to digitally sign the document so that you know that it is an authentic document. Moving on to the next. Now, we were talking about storing and managing content. Not only storing, it is of similar importance that you need when you need that particular content which you have stored, you navigate to it at the right time. So let me take an example over here where the customer called in to inquire about a policy. The customer representative on the call needs the policy document handy so that he is able to answer to the queries of the customer or handle the query that is there. With the click of a button, he is able to search the document and navigate to it using this platform. The system allows you to users to tag the documents with different indexes. These can be business values like your customer ID, your policy type, your policy number, the customer phone number. So all this information can be tagged with the document. You can link multiple documents together so that in case you are opening one document, any other connected document, you can directly navigate to it. And it also allows you not only to add metadata indexes or the business information, you can always associate keywords with the document, just like hashtags that you use on social media. It allows you to tag a particular document using your hashtags, using which the documents can be easily searched. User can define custom search and also pin them for quick access so that he is able to find the right content. Talking about search information with so the platform also comes with advanced and intuitive search capabilities such as full text search, which enables you to even search on the content of the document. Even if you are uploading an image with text in it, you are able to search on the content of that particular image. So that is the power of the platform that is there. You can do an index-based search, you can do folder and document search, and it also comes with auto suggestions and faceted search. It can highlight the particular area or where the keyword is present so that it is easy for you to navigate. You can filter through the search result using dynamically created facets based on entities, based on keywords, your data classes or annotations, or you can sort through the connected repository and content management system within the federated search capabilities that are there. You can search for document and records, including audio and video files or social media posts that are there. The platform comes with a personalized desktop for different personas to easily work on the content that they are. So all these dashboards that you see are configurable based on different personas who will be interacting with the system. You can change these personas. It gives you a complete 360-degree view of the stored content and related activities through this particular dashboard. Uh, Over here, you can pin certain documents, you can see alarms and reminders, or any pending tasks like document approval that is pending for you. You can search for those and approve the documents. The dashboard can be personalized easily for different personas. In this, user can view the most recent documents pinned, any alarms or reminders, as well as any document that is pending for approval can be seen. Uh, you want to access the document on the go. The platform allows you to do it while you are away from your desk. The mobile add-on gives you the flexibility to access the document on the go using your handheld device. The mobile providers secure access to the business document anytime, anywhere using mobile user view, search, annotations. Uh, the mobile app, you can do all the operations that we were talking about till now. The mobile app is supported on both the devices, be it Android or iOS. Talking about how to securely access these documents. So it is very important you have archived the document, you have uploaded the document. Only the authorized people can view the document. The right management module issues content security and privacy compliance. It allows admin or owner to define rights with granularity, like who all can read the document, who can annotate the document, or who can even print the document or download the document. The rights can be defined at the folder level, the document level. User It allows the user to mark the folders or document as private so that nobody else can access, or the rights can be inherited from the parent folder. Now, we were talking about the content and how it is managed using the platform. Now, the content, it is more important that we also integrate the content with the ecosystem application. The content services application is intended to be used across business functions along with other line of business systems and application, including CRMs, ERPs. It can be your BPM application. The integration complexity poses a key barrier for seamless business operation. Doctrine gives you a hybrid integration approach to better support business applications like your core productivity applications, office applications, or I talk about collaboration application like Outlook or SharePoint. User can directly interact with the content using default connectors with the business application that we have. Platform comes with Office Adapter to access content within MS Office application. While you are composing a mail, user can pull a document from the content repository and attach it to the mail, or search for a document while he is looking for a replying to an urgent matter to get the context. So within your Outlook, the Doctrine interface can launch where you can access to those documents and even search for the document, attach it, and move forward. Similarly, the content can be accessed or pushed from any business application into Doctrine. Simple operations such as add, search, view, and more can be easily performed directly into the business application, or it supports deep content processing, which can be done via workbench kind of scenario where the entire Doctrine interface can be integrated within your core business application. So the platform provides you full range of integration to serve different use cases based on different requirements. Image enablement, which allows you direct image operations from business application. Workbench, deep content processing with in-business application by launching the content services workspace within your business application, or be it embedded desktops. All these through native and web-based APIs and ready connectors. The platform also comes with integrated tool to extend the use cases based on the business requirements. Moving on to the large format video and audio files, you can easily store them within the platform. You can stream them rather than downloading them onto your desktop and then viewing them. The inbuilt viewer allows you to directly stream them just like you do it on YouTube or any other streaming application. So the content mining and analytics is even more important nowadays, because as your employees interact with customer, they need to have the context of each of the past customer interaction or the documents that are associated with that particular interaction, so that you could respond right in the shortest time frame. You need to look at the content services platform having content and data analytics services at the core, so that content is sliced and diced to mine the valuable information for the right response and is available for your employees on click of a button. So the platform comes with content mining and AI capabilities like document analysis and classification, using which automatically it can identify which kind of document it is. It can extract information out of that particular document and tag useful information with it, so that it makes sense and you are able to get that particular document at the right time. So I'll be moving on to my almost the last slide to ensure. So this talks about records management. While we are completing the document lifecycle, it is more important to file that particular document as a record, so that you ensure safe access to the content while maintaining security against unauthorized access or information, and you are enabling long-term retention or disposition of enterprise record. With this, you are able to mitigate any risk and meet regulatory compliance with record management. So in case there is a regulatory compliance that you need a document for 7 years, you can apply those kinds of retention policies. And what happened to that particular content after 7 years, you can define complete disposition policies. You can manage your physical documents where they are stored. You can track those documents using this particular platform that is there. So the platform can be used for end-to-end document lifecycle, right from the content capture from processing till archival of the record that is there. So with this, I'll end this session and we'll move on to the next section uh, of the event.
Thank you so much, Mr. Diwakar Pasricha, for sharing that wonderful presentation. We have our distinguished panelists here as well. Let's all welcome back, Mr. Clint Xiao. Also, our second panelist, we have here with us, super exciting, Miss Breezy. Wong Damian is also here. She is the sales head and senior manager in ePDS with more than 15 years of industry experience focusing on sales, marketing, and relationship management. She is responsible for developing new businesses that will continually sustain the company's growth in the business process outsourcing industry. Our third panelist is Rahul Cabra, who is the country sales head for the Philippines and Malaysia. He's a sales leader with 16 years plus of experience in IT solution sales, business development, digital consulting, account management of large corporations in BFSI, manufacturing, government, and SSC and enterprise vertical. He has been with NewGen for more than 11 plus years. And for our fourth panelist, we have Mr. Diwakar Pasricha, who is the Deputy General Manager with extensive experience in solution consulting and product management. With more than 8 years at NewGen, he specializes in the area of enterprise content management, low-code platform, and intelligent business process management. He's also responsible for identifying the customer's needs and conceptualizing new solution areas based on the latest market trends. Okay, to all our viewers, you can now raise your hands as long as you open your cameras. All right, we need to see you guys turn on your cameras and then raise your hand if you have any questions. And as we wait for somebody to raise their hand, how about we ask some questions to our panelists for now? This question is going out to Sir Clint, no, and Miss Breezy. So what document types can be stored in the system?
Okay, I think I'll take this one, Ms. Breeze. Thank you for that question, Cholo. Basically, I think it was presented earlier. Document types varies from one company to another. So basically, the system or Doctrine accepts various or multiple document types. It ranges from emails, images, audio, or video files because we understand that different companies have different kind of content. Media companies might have video and audio files, while architecture company might have different kind of files as well. That's why, in essence, a content management or Doctrine will be able to accommodate those kinds of file types. It doesn't make sense for an ECM or for an enterprise content management to not accept a certain specific content because it's the purpose of having an enterprise content management. To answer directly the question, it accepts a wide variety of file types from images, audio and video files, Word files, except emails, even websites. That's it. I'm not sure if our technology partner, Rahul or Diwakar, would like to add more on that one. Or Miss Breezy Damian, you want to have?
So I guess, yeah, you covered it all. So virtually any document type can be stored in Doctrine depending upon the business requirements. We can add those documents within the platform.
That is very convenient. Thank you so much, Sir Clint and Sir Diwakar. Now, is there a cap on the usable storage that we can use? Or if so, how much storage are we getting from the system?
Okay, I'll take this one again. The current offering right now has includes 10 gigabyte of storage per user, and as a minimum of 10 users, you're getting around 100 gigabyte already. So the 100 gigabyte could actually store up to around 200,000 images or documents. So if, for example, after a few years and you're able to utilize the 100 gigabyte, you can just add storage space. You don't have to subscribe to another user to get another storage. You just need to add gigabyte to your subscription to accommodate more documents for your organization.
I got that. All right, 100 gigabytes. Wow. Okay, again, we want to encourage everyone here, our audience who are joining us, 127 of us here. We want you guys to ask your questions. I know you're all curious, you're just maybe shy, but what you can do is just open your camera, raise your hand, and type in the question in the chat box, and we'll just read it for you. You don't really need to ask it directly, all right? But yes, as we wait for our first audience member to ask, I want to know as well, how is this different, this new ECM different with the other available ECM that we have currently in the market?
Okay. For Doctrine, I think what makes it different from other solutions that, well, the solution or the technology that we are using behind it is being recognized by Gartner and Forrester, and thanks to our technology partners on that. But on top of that, what makes it different is that the solution is hosted in our data centers. It is stored locally. So companies or industries, specifically BFSI, they have a concern on data sovereignty. So there is a scenario wherein, for example, you subscribe to a vendor where the data center is located, for example, in Hong Kong, Singapore, and US, and the data you stored is a person who lives in the UK, and the data was collected in the Philippines. So if there is a breach or something happened to that data, there are three countries that will be in conflict with each other. But having the software being locally stored in the Philippines, you are or the company knows that Philippine laws will apply to this to the data. It is within the Philippine data sovereignty. So that is what makes one thing makes our solution very unique. When people or companies subscribe, we can actually tour them to the data center where the documents will be stored or the data will be stored, and they will know where it is. It's not like something that other service provider will just tell them, okay, okay, our data center is located in US, so it's there. We can tell you exactly where your data is. So I think that's one thing that's very important and one of our unique selling proposition for this solution.
That's very convenient and also gives your users, your clients, peace of mind, no? Knowing where their files are, where their documents are. That's really nice as well. Now, some might think that they already have all these other systems for their companies, for their businesses, and adding one more might complicate it. But can they integrate Doctrine with the other systems that they currently have or what they're currently using?
Actually, yes. The Doctrine can be integrated to different kinds of systems. I think I would tap our technology partner, Diwakar or Rahul, on this one. I think they're able to showcase the integration slides earlier. Diwakar, would you like to add more?
Absolutely, absolutely. So when we talk about the platform comes with content integration to business application, legacy system, or your back office application, thereby maximizing your existing IT investment. So we are not saying that we want to replace something. We are saying we leverage your existing IT investment by connecting to all those applications and manage content within those applications as well as within the Doctrine as well. So it bridges the content silos and ensure the content integrity by managing content from various business applications into a single repository. At the same time, you're empowering your employees to seamless access, store, and utilize content anytime and anywhere. So it allows content federation. It gives you a single interface for managing, accessing, or searching content across multiple repositories. It allows image enablement right in your business application. You can search for a document or retrieve the document from the content repository. It can be integrated with your ERPs or CRM like SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, or it can easily be integrated with your Microsoft Office applications like Office 365, Outlook, so that you have the right content while you're working on different things.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that. Now we have our first question from the audience. This is coming from Jonalyn A. Pangilinan. Uh, I am from a local water district, a government agency. My question is, how can your new solution help our company since we are a utility company? Anyone can answer this?
Someone from the panelists would like to answer. If not, I'll take the question.
Well, I can also share on that. Thank you for your question,
All
Ms.
right.
Jonalyn Pangilinan. Yeah, Doctrine offers really a centralized repository. So basically, um, any industry can use this, whether you're from a local water district or well, government, from bank or anyone really. So if you have any documents that you wanted to have it stored, whether HR, procurement, legal, you can make use of our Doctrine remotely, especially now during pandemic.
All right, so there is no limitation to whatever industry you're in. As long as you need to store data, then this is definitely applicable to you. Anyone who wants to add?
So just to add what Breeze is telling, so this enterprise content management can also use, especially the question was from the utility industry. So like in utility industries, you are having a lot of engineering drawings. You also have a lot of GIS maps. So all these documents can store in the Doctrine powered by Newgen, and you can search these documents depending on whatever the metadata you have aligned with these drawings as well as the engineering related documents.
All right, thank you, Sir Rahul. Um, I think, do we still have more questions from the audience? We have here a question for either Sir Rahul or Sir Diwakar. Most of the data or content is nowadays unstructured. So how does your system help in finding the right content when it is needed?
I'll take that. So when we talk about enterprises across different sectors, they need to process digital content for various purposes. For example, if I take a bank, they need to process video content for enabling customer onboarding via video KYC. The field agent required to capture images, video clips. So Doctrine not only lets you store any kind of data, be it structured or unstructured, but also allows you to make sense out of it. So it comes with AI capabilities, as I was talking about, where it can do a content extraction and automatically classify those unstructured documents so that while you are searching, you're able to find the right content. So it also comes with a powerful search engine, which is a full text search, which can search within the unstructured content as well. You can have a proximity near term search. It can highlight for search terms, or you can use fuzzy search algorithm to search the right content. And it can also suggest you what are the keywords that you're looking at, so that you're able to easily find the right information whenever you need it.
All right, that is very convenient. We have another question here from Ulysses. I think he is from BPI, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the question of Ulysses is cloud solution is making access to data and applications easier and do it almost anywhere. We don't have to worry of servers or its OS being outdated. But how do we build the confidence that data in the cloud is not shared or a copy of it is not stored without our knowledge? I mean, it does happen. We've seen cases of these happening. So how can we show to the company owners or executives that our data is safe? Anyone can answer this? I think Sir Clint would like to answer this.
Yeah, yes, Cholo, thank you. I would like to take this one. So, Sir Ulysses, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. So, there are a lot of different processes and controls that protect your client's data in the cloud. So, on a high level, the following are in place. So, technologies are applied to protect data in the cloud, such as firewalls, encryptions, technology authentications, authorization logging systems, among others. Also, different controls are in place in every layer of access, starting from perimeter endpoint up to the application, database, and OS levels. Processes are also in place such as regular audits, user access creation, deletion, update approvals, incident problems, and service request management processes. So all of these are industry best practices that are applied across operations. So when looking at security, it's not just the layer of application, it's not just the layer of the operating system. You also need to consider the physical layer where the data is stored. So I think Rahul also mentioned that we can do a demo of the solution if you really want for us to showcase how secure the solution is. And on top of that, we can also do a tour within our data center so you see how we are actually protecting your documents or data. So I hope I answered your question clearly, sir. If you have any follow-up question, just let us know.
All right, let's move on to our third question. This is coming from Ronaldo T. Salazar. Good morning. Is this solution limited to certain file type like document or PDF files only? I think this was answered earlier, but I guess we could repeat it for Sir Ronaldo unless he has missed that topic.
So Clint, you want to take this or should I take?
I'm sorry, again, what's the... You want to take it, Rahul?
Okay. Yeah, okay, I will take. Yeah, so I
Awesome.
think this question we already answered. So there is no limitation of file format. So you can store any type of file format inside the Doctrine. In fact, this Doctrine also help you to store your video files. So nowadays, in the banking scenario, if you see there are a lot of KYC videos are there, which you can store in the Doctrine and you can retrieve as per your requirement. So just to answer your query, there is no limitation of any file format to store in the Doctrine product.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Rahul. And we have our last question here. I think this is from Doris Kino. Since the Doctrine is a cloud based, how will you guarantee the safety and data privacy of the documents? I think this was already discussed as well earlier, but I guess maybe they want a deeper understanding of how privacy is stored or how privacy is being kept with their
Yeah.
document. Mhm.
All right. So I would like to take this question again. All right. So in terms of privacy, the group, the PLDT group and the ePLDT group is very compliant in terms of data privacy. We have our group data protection, data privacy officer, and per entity within the group, we also have our COPs. So we all have the requirements, and if you notice, whenever if we will conduct business with you, all our paperworks will have those privacy notices, and you can actually audit us if we are actually doing all those privacy requirements. That is basically just on the policy side or compliance side. But on top of that, I think I have already discussed a lot about the security that we are applying. So as mentioned, and I just want to reiterate, so don't just look at it on application or software level. Look at it also the physical level, wherein how we actually physically secure the server or the documents that you are storing with us. So looking at it holistically, there's a physical layer, the company practice and protocols, the OS layer with the firewalls, and then the application layer. So I hope I was able to answer your question on data privacy as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Clint. So many layers of protection for everyone. So I think that also kind of gives everyone a peace of mind as well, going into using this brand new system that you have prepared for everyone, or you've created for everyone. I guess we could wrap it up with one last question for Sir Rahul or Sir Diwakar. How does Doctrine enable the core or business applications? Anyone
Okay,
can
so
answer.
yeah, so let me take Diwakar this question. So while launching this product, we have also highlighted what are the key capabilities to integrate with your different business applications or legacy applications. So like we highlighted, there is a ready-made certified SAP connectors are there, so you can integrate with your different SAP applications. You can also integrate it with your other applications, like in banking, if you see the core banking systems. In manufacturing, there are different types of ERPs, even in the CRMs, like the Salesforce or any other applications which we are using. The software have a complete, more than 100 plus APIs readily available to integrate with these different applications. And you can pull and push the documents and data as and when required. In fact, this software can also help you to retrieve these documents directly from the ERP system as well as from the software as well. So depending on how you are retrieving these documents, how you are retrieving these data, this can be done by both the ways. I hope I able to answer this question.
Yes, thank you so much, Sir Rahul. And thank you to all of our panelists. I think that's the end of our question and answer round, our question and our panel discussion, I mean. Thank you again for taking the time to answer all of these questions.